Hello, welcome to today's immigration tidbit. Did you commit a crime and you still want to immigrate to adjust status in the U.S.? Well, it is still possible. Of course, it depends on what the crime is, it depends on what the sentence is, and so forth. But if you committed a crime that qualifies, you can do what's called a 212H waiver. And what a 212H waiver is, the bottom line is basically you saying, you're sorry, you've been rehabilitated, forget about the crime, forget about the ground of inadmissibility, and let me in. Okay, that's the bottom line. Now, obviously, to prepare a 212H waiver takes a lot more work. When my office does it, they will make it so that there's the attorney cover letter, declarations, affidavits, and there's always a qualifying relative. There has to be a qualifying relative, which is a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident who will basically suffer if you are not allowed to get the green card, meaning if the waiver is not granted. A lot of people, when they do a 212H waiver, when I get the consultations, they'll go, if I submit this paper with the 212H, will it be okay? And all they want to do is submit the form, and they think that that's all that's needed. And when it comes back denied, they wonder why. You have to understand that a waiver is the door to get into the United States, basically, or to stay in the United States. It's considerably most important. It's considerably more important than the actual adjustment itself, because it's much more difficult, to be honest with you, to get a waiver approved than to get the adjustment approved. And if the waiver is not approved, then the adjustment will not be approved. That's the bottom line. So when you're doing a waiver, you really want to make sure it's done right, because you just don't get more than one shot at the apple. And it's a discretionary decision. That means that the officer is not obligated to say yes. You have to convince the officer why to say yes and do everything in your power for the officer to say yes. Okay?